The 5 apps you need to have on your Shopify store in 2022 and beyond. Let's get into it. All right, so super important to mention that the more apps you have on your website, the slower it will be. And the slower your website is, the lower conversions you will have, meaning your conversion rate will drop down the slower your website is. That is just a fact, okay? So when we're talking about these 5 apps, these are the 5 apps that I recommend having installed on your store no matter what. There's no excuse not to have these apps installed in your store yesterday, a year ago, but most definitely in 2022. We can put these apps into 3 different categories. The first one being reviews, the second one being CRM or customer relationship management, and then the third being an AOV boosting app. Now, it's super important when it comes to any business online that you have an awesome conversion rate, you have a high AOV or as high as possible, and then a high lifetime value of a customer, okay? So these 3 categories really encompass all of those goals in mind, and don't slow down your website, all right? Which is number 1, super important. So instead of having 20 apps do 20 separate individual things, why not have 5 apps that basically cover everything you possibly need and don't slow down your website, and also have great customer support. That's a really big variable to look into when it comes to setting these apps up. What kind of customer support do they have for setup and continued support, things like that, right? So getting into the first category, we have reviews. Now, I decided to start this off with reviews because reviews do a great job at providing the potential would-be customer with some insight from previous customers. So it's very important that your review app will show photos and feedback from past customers of your business or that specific product on that product page. When we're talking about a review app, we want something that's nice, it's clean, it's presented itself well, and it gives that customer or would-be customer all the information that they need on that product page. All right, so diving into the reviews app, the most commonly used on Shopify stores in the last couple of years has been LOOX or LOOX. You know, there's nothing wrong with this app as far as its functionality on your store and its ability to provide photo reviews and content in that way to your would-be customer. My only issue with it was absolutely, let's say, abused by drop shippers and people that didn't really have a product to sell. So now when people see LOOX, it's not like seeing an Amazon review, whereas you know the reviews came from a verified customer, a verified purchaser. LOOX, you can upload your own photos, your own reviews. It wasn't ethically and responsibly used. So now when someone sees LOOX reviews on your website, it may make them pretty skeptical, especially if you don't have a lot of product images. So we've actually moved all of our stores onto a newer platform called Okendo. Now, I'm not sure if it's actually newer than LOOX or not, but this is something that a lot of people, especially in the apparel industry, have switched over to. It offers great product insight to new customers or would-be customers from past purchasers. And when it comes to sizing charts and, you know, a 6-foot guy wearing a size large versus a 5'5" guy wearing a size large, that all really depends on your bust, your waistline. And for women's apparel, it gets even more confusing. So instead of having a ton of emails come into your business saying, "Hi, I'm 5'2", I have a double D and a 22-inch waist," like this Okendo does a really good job of asking past customers like Q&As, as well as getting insight from them on what size they bought, how it fit, was it snug, was it large, was it small, right? Things like this. So Okendo takes a review app and then just goes beyond. I think the best feature about Okendo is their onboarding process. It is really a seamless integration with your Shopify store, and the way that they can use industry knowledge that I don't have and I did not have with how people were using this app to kind of question their past purchasers and get that information to the would-be buyer on stuff like size information, how this thing fits. If I'm a 5'5" guy versus a 6-foot guy, both wearing a size large, how will that look and appear, right? So Okendo has a great onboarding team, and they will get this installed on your website in a matter of days. And it's a super powerful app for reviews, hands down the best in the market right now, especially for apparel brands where you get a ton of emails. It's just an amazing app overall. So I highly recommend using Okendo for all of your product reviews, and it's an amazing UGC generator. It has automations built in that will ask and request for customer photos that they can share within the app through their email automations that then they present on your product pages for the product that they bought. So once again, super powerful, hands down the best in the business. Now, CRM is super important not only for increasing the lifetime value of your customer with post-purchase flows and email campaigns, but also it does a really great job at recovering lost sales, meaning cart abandonment, browse abandonments, and shopping or checkout abandonments, right? So the one we use with all the brands that we work with is Klaviyo. Klaviyo is a great email and SMS platform, but it also has added features and bonuses. One feature that I use and love as a bonus to just being an amazing CRM is their out of stock alerts. So the out of stock alert, if you have an item on your store that is out of stock, it automatically replaces the add to cart button with a back in stock alerts button. So when a user signs up for it, they get entered into a flow that is automatically triggered when that product has inventory back in it. So you don't have to do anything with this. All you have to do is update your inventory in Shopify, and Klaviyo does the rest. This is the one-stop shop for email and SMS, as well as really neat features and snippets. What makes this tool super powerful is its integration with Facebook Ads Manager. So you can actually create segments and lists in Klaviyo, like your customer list, all your past purchasers of an individual product or category. Divide those into different segments that you can then push back to Facebook for retargeting. Super, super powerful feature, not only for retargeting, abandonment, past purchasers, but also creating lookalike audiences based off of these segments and lists. So super powerful tool with tons of add-on integrations. And once again, there's apps out there for just email, just SMS, just for back in stock alerts, but why not have it all housed in one app that will keep your site speed up and your conversion rate high? All right, next up on our list is an AOV boosting app. Now, AOV boosters are important because the higher our average order value, the more we can spend to acquire a customer. For instance, if you have an AOV of $60 and a cost per acquisition of $20, that's a 3x ROAS. However, if you use an app that will increase that to, let's say, $120, let's double it for easy math, you then just took that 3x ROAS to a 6x ROAS with the same cost per acquisition being 20. Right? So super powerful. The app we use for this is called Rebuy. Not only do they have upsells and cross sells and really cool features in the actual shopping cart itself, but they have a great one-click post-purchase upsell, which means that after the purchase already goes through, the order confirmation page has an upsell on it for a reduced price or some offer that they cannot refuse. Now, we typically see a 33 to 50% take rate on these post-purchase upsells, so super crucial in increasing your average order value, which in turn will allow you to spend more money on Facebook or TikTok advertising. And if you actually scroll down on their Shopify App Store listing here, you'll see that they integrate with Klaviyo as well as Okendo. So again, the importance of having minimal amounts of apps on your store is dire. It is super important for the page load speed. So why not have apps that all talk with one another and also don't bog down your load speeds too much. That leads us into our kind of bonus section here. Now, these bonus section apps are for people that maybe want to or have heard about A/B testing, but have yet to get their feet wet in that. Now, taking on something like Google Optimize and Google Tag Manager, that takes a different level of experience than most Shopify store owners that are worried about, production and fulfillment of their brand to dive into. So it can be a little bit scary. So the next two apps we have, the first one being ShipScout. This is an amazing tool that I just recently discovered, and it is actually A/B testing for your shipping, okay? So not only can you test your shipping price, right? So $6 shipping versus $9 shipping is an easy example, but it also allows you to test the free shipping threshold. So $50 versus $25 is the example here. And then you can customize these tests any which way you please. So awesome app to check out, and it gets your feet wet into A/B testing something super simple like shipping threshold and shipping prices to see what that does to the conversion rate, while also being super, super lightweight on your store. It doesn't slow it down too much, and you'll get some great results here as well as boost your average order values. All right, next up on the list in our bonus section is another great app for increasing your average order value. There's no better way to do that than testing product prices. And again, if you want to use something like Google Optimize, that takes a little bit more knowledge of coding and installs on the back end. This is a great app called Dexter. It's an A/B price testing app right here in the Shopify store that allows you to not only set up and deploy in 1 minute, I'm just reading this line right here, right? But it also allows you to create custom splits so you can test 50-50, 75-25, 90-10. Awesome feature. Has great data and tracking built into it. And then it allows you to just basically test price points on any product that you have on your store, whether that be a collection, be a category of products, it'd be certain product tags or individual products. This is a great app to see how far you can push your price point without lowering your conversion rate too much to account for that difference. So that covers my must-have 5 apps for your Shopify store in 2022 and beyond. We're going to be increasing our average order value. We're going to be increasing our conversion rate, and we're going to increase our customer relationship management with our CRM tools. So super important to have these apps installed on your site today. So dive into it. Head on over to the Shopify App Store and install today. Literally, what are you waiting for? Right now, Shopify.com, well, apps.shopify.com, right? Install now. Please do yourself a favor. I promise you'll be thanking me in the comment section later for doing so. All right, so as I said before, these are mandatory apps to have on your Shopify store in 2022 and beyond. And listen, guys, I know that these costs of apps can add up, $20 here, $30 there, and their monthly fees and whatnot. But I can guarantee you the return on investment you receive from this will have you back to this video in the future, commenting how much you really appreciate the time I put into making this video and putting you onto these apps, because I can tell you right now, they do numbers for not only your conversion rate, but your AOV and your lifetime value. So super, super crucial that you get into these right now. Now, one thing I did forget to mention was the Rebuy app. This Rebuy app is actually run by AI, so it's intelligent, and it has an amazing feature for cross-sells that allows them to basically put them in a pool of people that are similar to them based on what they're looking at in your store, and then recommend other products that they might like. So this is, once again, not just your average you select manually. You can do that in this app. It does give you that functionality, but this is AI-driven analytics data that allows you to increase your average order value and provide the customer with more direction in their next purchase or the next product. All right, that's gonna wrap up today's video on the 5 most important, crucial, no questions asked apps that you need to have installed in your Shopify store in 2022. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you got value out of this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. You know the deal. We're living in an algorithmic world, and I am an algorithmic girl. So please help the channel out by doing that. Also, you can sign up for our newsletter in the description below. That's gonna allow you first-hand access to all of the tips, tricks, and tools that we use, as well as blogs and really cool emails to help you grow and scale your store in 2022 and beyond. So if you got value out of today's video, one more time, shameless plug, hit like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.